You need a parent's signature for that.
My mom lived off Facebook quotes, motivational speakers, and meditation blasting through her speakers. I remember a broken record of meaningless sayings like, "Your mother will always know best." I also remember endless nights of her begging my stepfather to stay as if a daughter like me were not enough for her. A fistful of his love and a slap of his reality, I watched my mother fall in love with his egotistical brutality, hitting her sanity with an uppercut. He used his anxiety, held it to her head like a gun, his presence becoming a knife to my mother's throat. You see, she got cursed with a daughter like me, who refused to be silenced by a grown man's violence. And now I only hear her voice through the phone. Silence fills the space between a mother and her daughter, speaking as if she had amnesia, as if our storybook were filled with blank pages. The times have changed, and parental superiority has expired here. It is no longer in service here. It is a car with a flat tire and a bad driver who does not know how to use Google Maps. Why should a mother who chooses to be with an abuser have the power to consent on my behalf? Is that the validation today? Because it's irrelevant and it needs to stay in the past. Parents should make sure their kids are on the right path, but what happens to kids like me? Kids like me who are still seen as society's troublemakers or spoiled brat. Tell me one more time why I'm too young to play a role in the Parent Act. Don't you see? Parental consent is no longer valid when the child matures to have what her parents lack. The teacher stares at me over the counter, and she calls me child. Will my consent only ever be deemed valid when she says so? When will society realize my mother's signature is a waste of ink? You know it's the 21st century, and I think it's time to change what they always say. Ladies and gentlemen, your mother may not always know what's best.